I think this game comes down to trust, John. And which quarterback do you trust to make the big play if needed? Is it Arch Manning, who has had a very much a roller coaster season, or Gunnar Stockton, who's been very consistent, and when the money's on the table and it's time to put your chips in, he's been really good this year. I think I trust Gunnar Stockton more, and I'm not a fan of either one of these two teams. But what do you?
I definitely trust Gunnar Stockton more. Arch, we still need to see that moment from him, and whereas Stockton has done it multiple times already this year, whether it was against Auburn, whether it was against Tennessee, whether it was against Ole Miss. Like there have just been times where Georgia has absolutely needed it, and Stockton has gotten it for them. So ultimately, I give the quarterback edge to Stockton. If you really want to distill it down to just those two guys, I think that Georgia does have the edge. I think that this is an insane display of talent on both sides here. I'm really excited for this one. It's going to be crazy, no question. But I do think ultimately that there are a little bit more flaws in this Texas team and their inability to run the ball. Yeah, it's kind of been a recurring theme this week. We talked about Bama, maybe a little bit about Ohio State, but I think Texas is running like 80 yards a game, something like that. Dead last in the SEC, 81.4 rushing yards per game. So that puts all the pressure on Arch Manning, and I think if you're playing into Georgia's hands defensively like that, that ultimately I think becomes a problem for Texas.
So another thing that we've talked about a lot this season, especially when it comes to breaking down Georgia games, is the boogeyman mentality. And I'm wondering, going into this one, does Georgia have that effect or that impact on Texas? As I mentioned, Texas 11-3 in SEC play since the start of last season when they joined. 2 of those losses are to Georgia. Yes, Sark's had 2 weeks to prepare here. They're coming off the bye. But I don't know, does seeing Kirby Smart on the other sideline, does that make things a little more tense?
Texas does seem to get in its own head against Georgia. I think that you could tell from both of those games last year. I think, it's a little different.
Through what, 4 picks in Austin?
Yeah. Oh,
and they won. Georgia still won?
It was abysmal from him. But I'm trying to think, like, there was a point in the game in Austin last year where Georgia's pass rush was just destroying Quinn Ewers. Like that kind of thing isn't going to happen again. So that like forced like a slight change where they went to Arch just to kind of like take some of the pressure off of Ewers, this and that. I don't see it happening the exact same way, but there were instances in the SEC championship game, for instance, where Sark, like, he outthinks himself too much sometimes, and I think like the extra week to prepare could make him like even more neurotic. So I'm expecting some like really ballsy 4th down, like go for it decisions from this Texas team. Like if their drive stalls out around the midfield on the first drive, like I bet they're just going to go for it. Like they're going to be really aggressive, I think, with their play calling and